I'm not sure why he hasn't considered D'Lo Vanderbilt and D'Lo for Giannis the type of you know, like we need another star to pair next to LeBron and AD. But the thing, Quincy Oliveira is off the table entirely for me. That Franz Wagner kid, where did that come from? Did anybody even know that he was a good basketball player? I mean, what D'Lo in what, a second, maybe a first? Hey guys, real quick, I got some bad news. You know, it's not the news that you've been wanting to hear, but it's the news that you need to hear. I don't think Kyrie Irving's a trade option for us anymore. I think he's happy in Dallas. Okay, even for D'Lo and a first-round pick. Yeah, that won't cut it. What the f***? So what are we supposed to do now? I think we could go after a guy like, you know, Robert Williams. I think he could help us out tremendously. Robert Williams? Yeah, he sort of fits what we need. He should be relatively cheap to trade for, all things considered. Should we kill this guy? So anyways, let's get back to business. Let's fire up those fanspo trades, guys. Come on. We're on a bit of a losing streak. We need it.
Steph has always kind of wanted to play with LeBron.
That is Jay Warriors need a guy Max Christie.
First round pick last year.
I think there's some Dalton
that's centered around those two.
Folks, it has been such a pleasure to watch Kyrie Irving play basketball over his career. He's one of the most talented players ever, one of the most skilled players ever, some of the best, if not the best, handles ever, some of the best footwork you've ever seen from a player his size. And I think in some ways he's sort of peaked over the last couple of years, just becoming more of a game manager, more of a leader on the court. And it's a big reason why he's seen so much success with the Dallas Mavericks and why the Dallas Mavericks have seen so much success with Kyrie Irving in the building. A couple of nights ago, the Mavericks were taking on the Atlanta Hawks in Atlanta. It's stupid to call a game this early in the season must win, but this was kind of a big game for the Mavs. They were coming off of a back-breaking loss in overtime to the Miami Heat the night prior, and if they lost this game, they would have been 9-9, 18 games into the season. I mean, not the end of the world, but definitely not where you expected to be at the start of the season. The Mavs found themselves in the mud at points in this game where they felt kind of rudderless, and it looked like they were on their way to a loss, and then Mr. Fourth Quarter happened. Mr. Kyrie Irving. In the fourth quarter of this game, 16 points, 6 of 8 from the field, propelling the skeleton squad Dallas Mavericks team to a much-needed win on the road. 4 threes in the fourth quarter of this game, and he did them in all the different ways Kyrie Irving could do them. This nasty little step back right here over my guy Kobe Buffkin. Now let's go back, and I want to show you guys something. This guy, white shirt, white pants, courtside. It's a risky maneuver. The white-on-white combo, hard to pull off, risky maneuver. I respect it. We're going to keep an eye on this guy throughout the course of the next couple of highlights. Okay, because he's going to feel all the range of emotions. Kyrie Irving's always been a great catch-and-shoot player throughout his career. That remains true this year. Going to run off of a pin down here from Maxi Kleber. Easy wide-open three out this catch-and-shoot. Look at the guy on the court side. Uh-oh. What are we doing? Now it's time for a patented stare-down, pull-up jumper. Bogdan, hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man. Courtside check. Oh, no! No, not the feet off the ground. Pure agony. I mean, this is just a nasty shot. Once you see a couple go down, Kyrie Irving's one of the best heat check players in the league. Pulling up off this screen. Woo! Look at the guy in the white shirt. Just sinks into his chair. He knows it. He knows what just happened. He just got gamed by the king of the fourth quarter. A much-needed performance from Kyrie Irving for this Dallas Mavericks team, especially considering Luka Doncic has been out the past week with a right wrist sprain. And thanks to, not only Kyrie Irving, but the great supporting cast this Dallas Mavericks team now has with PJ Washington, Najee Marshall, so on and so forth, the Mavericks this season are 3-1 without Luka, and last year they were 4-3 in games that Luka missed, but Kyrie Irving played. Going 7-4 over the last 2 seasons with your best player off the court, but your second best player on it, it's a big reason why you go out and you get another star level player like Kyrie Irving. If you look back at Luka's career before the Mavericks traded for Kyrie Irving, they were 22-25 in games that he missed. That's not like the worst record in the world, but you're treading water if Luka was out. Now with Kyrie Irving in the mix, you can expect to go out and win games, especially tough road games like against the Denver Nuggets in Denver, a place that's very difficult to win. You win that game without your star player. That's great stuff. A win on the road in Oklahoma City without Luka Doncic. Now, granted, the Thunder were incredibly small in this game, and the Mavericks were always going to give them problems with their size, but still, I mean, that's great stuff. And it's a testament to how well Kyrie Irving has played. 24.5 points per game so far this season, 5.5 assists, 63% true shooting. He's shooting an unreal 47% from three on nearly 6.5 attempts per game. And here's one of the things I really wanted to focus on here so far this season. Kyrie Irving's always been a tremendous player out of the triple threat. There's so many different ways that he can beat you. In a lot of ways, the threat of him and his handle, his driving ability, his quick first step, it opens up so many things for him with just a simple jab step. But so far this season, Kyrie Irving shooting pull-up threes out of the triple threat. This is a stat that I tracked myself, so it might be a little bit off. but he's 12 of 22 on these shots so far this season. 12 of 22. Obviously, that's a bit of a small sample size, but 54% on shots that aren't easy, aren't open, aren't wide open catch and shoot threes. It just goes to show that this guy is one of the best shooters in the history of the sport. He usually never gets lumped into those conversations because he played in an era that had a guy like Steph Curry, that had a guy like James Harden, that had a guy like Damian Lillard, these guards who sort of, take most of the attention whenever it comes to great shooters. But Kyrie Irving is absolutely in a conversation with those guys as one of the greatest shooters we've ever seen play the sport.
Passes it over on the corner. Irving. Let's go back.
Mavs have a run going right now. And they extend it. A three-pointer right in the face of Giddey.
Through.
Quick foul was called on Orlando's Anthony Black. And it's a corner three. Guy hits the bullseye.
You certainly need a little energy right now if you're Dallas.
Yes. Grimes is in the game. Dinwiddie, Irving, Powell. And Irving hits a three.
Offensive rebound. Trey now. As they scramble to get back, he's got Kyrie, and Irving puts it in. Three-pointer.
Najee Marshall, guy plays with a lot of passion and confidence. Kyrie launches and connects. 8 points in the fourth quarter for Irving.
Fifth assist for Nikola Jokic here early, and the Nuggets have their biggest lead of the evening so far, 10 points. Now Kyrie lets it go and hits.
Deep in the clock like that.
The key is you got to rebound.
Wow. Oh, Kyrie Irving down in the corner. Kai lets it fly and electrifies the crowd here to end the first quarter.
I'm positive there was a bad word or two. Irving behind the stripe, downloads a triple. And he ships it back out to the perimeter.
That's a good battle right now. Trying to see if they can get a stop here.
Kyrie determined for the three.
He's also shooting 43% on catch and shoot threes, so he can beat you in so many different ways from behind the three-point line. It's plays like these right here where you watch, you're like, oh yeah, when the Mavericks offense gets going, Luka comes back from injury and looks like the MVP Luka that we're used to. This is going to be an impossible offense to stop. Just first and foremost, you have Klay Thompson and Kyrie Irving on the corners. Good luck helping off of those guys. But you have a great rim running threat in Daniel Gafford, somebody who's shown as well so far this season. You get him the ball against a mismatch, he's going to get going. He leads the league in field goal percentage. You have Najee Marshall, who has scored 20 points in the last 3 games for the Dallas Mavericks. Somebody who is great at attacking defenses, great at reading defenses, also somebody who's very good in the short roll. You have all of these different threats on the court for the Mavs, including, obviously, Luka Doncic, who's handling the ball. This is their 77 set, double drag string, except Gafford's just going to slip this right here. Christian Brown has to come in to help off the corner. What does that mean? Luka reads that. That's a kick out to Kyrie Irving, one of the best shooters in the history of the sport, shooting a wide open corner three. I mean, good luck. He's also such a smart player, great at relocating, great at taking up space on the court. I don't know what the defensive strategy here is from the Pacers, but they double the ball for Klay Thompson. He drives. Now Nembhard's guarding 2 guys basically, in Najee Marshall and Kyrie Irving, with Siakam trying to prevent a lob to PJ Washington. And so Klay's going to kick it out to Kyrie. Kyrie with the little touch pass to Najee. Defense in rotation. This is great relocation right here from Kyrie Irving. Smart dribble handoff from Najee. Wide open 3. Kyrie is also such a threat in transition with these pull-up threes. These were really a staple for the Mavericks over the back half of the season last year and during their playoff runs. These type of shots from Kyrie just felt like they would, put an exclamation point on a ginormous run the Mavericks were making, and it was like this snowball effect. Now, it's interesting. He's not really shooting these at that high of a clip so far this season. I expect that to sort of even itself out over time, but it's still just another thing he has in his bag from behind the three-point line. Like we're talking about Kyrie Irving's bag. We're just talking about his three-point shooting so far, because that's really what's been so fun to watch so far this season for Kai. Because we already know how good Kyrie Irving is as a finisher, his craftiness. How about his strength on full display right here? This is why sometimes I say he plays like a 6'2 power forward out there. I mean, the strength to not get ripped right here by Michael Porter Jr., but even get the ball into a position to shoot, finish, and one. So tough. Or how about finishing in transition over a 7-foot Kevin Durant with the left hand, high off of the glass. Thank you very much. It doesn't matter. Good contest, better offense. Monte Morris. Oh, brother. The snatchback dribble. Where are you going? Give that guy a mat. He's dancing out there. Unfortunately, he missed a 3. We don't have to talk about that, though. Sometimes there can be a bit of a frustration point for Mavericks fans when watching Mavs games because Kyrie it feels like he's kind of coasting throughout the course of a game where maybe he finishes the first half with 4 or 5 shots and you're left wondering, in what world is Kyrie Irving not getting 10 or so shots a half? And while it can be frustrating, it's obvious what he's doing. He's feeling out a game. He's trying to get his teammates involved. And when it's time for Kyrie Irving to take a game over, he takes the game over. And especially over the stretch without Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving is attracting the other team's best defender more often than not. He's attracting so much attention defensively, drawing doubles. Defenses overload on the side of a court to help on Kyrie Irving drives. And I think he's done a really good job reading those defenses. He's had great patience, and it's led to good opportunities for his teammates. Now, obviously, he's not the playmaker that Luka Doncic is, but we're talking about a generational playmaker in Luka. Obviously, I think we're going to see some three-point numbers tick down a little bit for Kyrie Irving. He's not going to shoot 47% over the course of the season. If he did, that would be incredible. I mean, we'd be talking about a historically good three-point shooting season. But his mid-range game, he's shooting 38% on mid-range jumpers so far this season. That's a number that's going to tick up. This is a guy who is upper 40s in mid-range jump shooting over the past couple of seasons. His mid-range game is hilarious. I mean, I really do make the joke. He is like a 6'2" power forward out there sometimes. His footwork is incredible. I don't know if there's a guy in the NBA, big or not, who has as good a footwork as Kyrie Irving. The pivots, the reverse pivots, the step throughs, the turnaround jumpers, over the left shoulder, over the right shoulder. I mean, I'm sounding like ball don't stop right now, but that's because Kyrie Irving is a ball don't stop player. He's a pure hooper. Ethical hoops. This man is 13 of 23 so far this season on turnaround jumpers. He's 6'2". This is a shot that's supposed to be very difficult to hit, and it feels like he hits them almost every single time.
Gets 2, Allie.
Irving going at Jones once again. Irving, Booker right there with him. Left hand, it drops.
Okay, that's 2 defensive sequences by Devin Booker.
4 is what the lead was for Indiana when the quarter started. 4 is what it is right now. Kyrie, last second decision to step through and score. I'm afraid Skin may be right. Somebody's going to have to score 130 to win this darn thing.
It just needs to be the Mavs.
Kyrie answers.
Yeah. Just big boy right there.
Offensive rebound. He had a second opportunity, but then Dallas secures the defensive board after 2 missed deep ones from Smith. And it's Kyrie in the paint.
But not at 120, though.
Yeah, that's what Jake Kidd said the number is.
You got to be comfortable with 120.
Kyrie, again, you can set your watch to what he can do in the fourth quarter.
Irving working off the screen, able to get Jones on his hip. Irving just trying to create some shooting space and able to do so.
I think Tyus Jones kind of relaxed on that.
Instead of running on sideline out of bounds, the Thunder just threw it directly into him.
Kyrie trying to bang with Dort. Look at that contest. Lou Dort could not play better defense.
Oh, it's a tough shot.
I feel like Kyrie's been doing this for so long that a lot of this stuff is easy to take for granted, and I hope we don't do that. I think Kyrie Irving's absolutely been an all-star lock so far this season. I hope that he makes the all-star game. I'm sure that he will make the all-star game as long as, knock on wood, he's healthy and he keeps playing at this level. I do want to caution people because anytime I say this, people are like, dude, no, he's a lock. What are you talking about? The West is stacked. And there still is a stigma around Kyrie, whether that's fair or not. It's not fair in my opinion, but there still is one. So there is a part of me that's concerned that when it comes down to it, if it's a guy between like him and De'Aaron Fox, who's going to make it, that coaches would rather have De'Aaron Fox. That's not what I would want to happen, but that's what it concerns me that it would happen. But fuck the All-Star game, man. He's playing like an All-NBA level player so far this season. And the Mavs' clutch numbers have been horrible so far. They lead the league in clutch losses. It's been a nightmare as a Mavericks fans, all these one-possession losses. But, that's why you do have confidence in a team that is 10-8 so far to start the season. Their record should probably be a little bit better than that. But Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, I mean, those guys will figure it out in crunch time. Like, those are not numbers that you expect to have over the course of a season. And we know when it gets to the postseason what it means to have 2 guys like that on your team. I love Kyrie Irving. It's been a joy watching him play. It's been a joy watching him play for my favorite team. I mean, how lucky am I, huh? If you guys like the video, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. I hate saying this shit, but the reality is you have to say it. You have to say it, okay? He's done miracles on me. He's done miracles on me.